I'm approaching Gorham, New Hampshire, and it has been so dry that the trees are losing their leaves. A lot of them. Looks like fall. The ground is covered with leaves. These trails are a lot of bare rock. It's almost like they're paved, although the pavement is too steep. But luckily it's dry, and the angle is such that my shoes can grip it okay. So when I get there, I get food drop. It should carry me into Maine. I'm gonna do laundry and get some town food. Oh yeah, it'll be good. That's a blaze. Pretty cool. I have less than 30 more miles of New Hampshire. But trees grow in width around the circumference. And as far as height goes, it's only at the tip that it grows taller. So the blaze will stay at the same height, and the blaze won't get longer with time. But as the girth of the tree grows, the blaze will go broader and broader, and you'll see gaps where there's no paint. And that's a lead-in to what I wanted to talk about, is growth, and as it pertains to Charles. He's in prison, and he's just coming to terms with his youth after 30 years, and the fact that the way he was brought up, which was in poverty and in brutal home situations and in child protective services, which is, they try, and there's a lot of good that comes from that, but not always. Same with foster care. Anyhow, I think I've talked about that before, but he understands that it put him in the wrong crowd, and in a way it led to where he is today. I mean, it took a lot of official misconduct and a lot of lies and a lot of cover-up, because he didn't commit the crime, but he was in a position where he was ripe to get charged with the crime. The other thing Charles has conveyed to me is that he realizes that had he remained in the position he was in, where he sought out companionship from people who were kind of unsavory, he probably wouldn't be alive today. And so oddly, in some weird manner, prison might have been ultimately good for him. although he wants nothing more than to be free and have his life back. But the point is, there are silver linings in almost everything. But if he had to do it all over again, he sure as heck wouldn't want to be in prison. So I'll just close with that and make my way through New Hampshire and get hiking, and you won't have to listen to me huff and puff, because I have a full pack and a load of water, because it's dry as a bone out here, and find a place to camp tonight. "25 miles left of New Hampshire. Very, very, very few views. It's been the proverbial green tunnel. Met a super nice hiker from Maine. She's doing a section up to Monson, and she's gonna section hike the Appalachian Trail. And she's one of the few people smart enough to get the hard parts out of the way. Maine and New Hampshire are really tough, and I think she'll really enjoy going down south and completing her dream. Great person. No trail name, yet I gave her a suggestion, and I think she might take it. We'll see. All right. Be looking for a tent site pretty soon. Kind of worried about these clouds. I think a 40% chance tomorrow, but if I'm here, that automatically goes, probably doubles. That seems to be my luck. All right. That's it for the day. Good night, folks. We're getting the last few shots of New Hampshire. I should be leaving New Hampshire today. I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing a recap of our criminal legal system and what some of the big problem areas are and what can be done about it. And I'll do little episodes. Today I want to start with the fact that our system is fundamentally flawed and that it is competitive. And this should not be competitive. It should be a search for the truth and not who wins and who loses and winning at all cost. And there are other countries that have moved away from an adversarial system. Our adversarial system is compounded by the fact, or the problems is compounded by the fact that in most places, in most states, prosecutors are elected. In some places, judges are elected. So there's no area where competition is more fierce than in politics. In my opinion. So, I don't know how to make the change, but identifying the problem is the first step. The criminal legal system should be about finding the truth, because justice is rooted in the truth. And that's why I'm getting away from calling it the criminal justice system, because so often there is no justice and there is no truth. Okay, I'm headed down. It's hard to get a perspective on how steep that is. I don't know if you noticed, the skies are gray and rain is coming, and going down these bare rock faces is treacherous when it's wet. Less than 2 miles remaining in New Hampshire, and New Hampshire's getting in its last licks. But there's a gift. They have a rope to help get you up that I don't know what you call that. They call it a trail. That's not a trail in my book. The last couple of days have been a story of the lost bandanas. I've seen a yellow one, a blue one, and now a green one. So I don't know who's dropping all the bandanas along the way, but I've done a lot of hiking and I haven't seen any bandanas. And then in 2 days I see 3 of them. So I don't know what's going on with that. Good morning, Maine. What to do when the mountain goes straight up? You drill steel handholds and I guess cement them in place. Okay, back to reform of our criminal legal system. As you know, we incarcerate more people than any other developed nation in the world, both in absolute numbers and in per capita. And one of the mechanisms that allows this to happen is the advent of the plea deal. Plea deals are replacing our constitutional rights to a trial by jury. At this time, 92 to 98% of criminal cases are resolved by plea deals. And they're really not deals at all. The prosecutor wields all the power and will make an offer to the person who's been charged. And if they agree to the quote deal, they are offered a lesser sentence and or lesser charges. And if they don't, things ramp up rapidly and they can face more charges and way stiffer sentences. So the other aspect of a plea deal is that there's no appeal. It's a done situation. It's actually a good situation for many criminals because possibly they'll get a lesser sentence and have lesser charges than if they went to trial, and they're guilty anyhow. But for innocent people, it's a roll of the dice because nothing comes out. It's all behind closed doors. So you don't know what sort of evidence the prosecutor has cooked up, what sort of investigation the police did. No forensics, nothing. You have this piece of paper, you say yay or nay, and the public doesn't know either. So our criminal legal system has become opaque. Nothing comes out. So It also makes it way easier for the prosecutor to resolve cases. And he can basically do plea deals for everything that comes across his desk. Whereas if he had to allow people to have their constitutional rights, he would have to make choices, because he could never resolve that number of cases. So in the face of ever decreasing violent crime over the last 20 or so years, we're still incarcerating lots and lots of people. And plea deals are one of the big reasons. Okay, I think that wraps that up. I'm about to begin what is fondly known as the toughest mile on the whole Appalachian Trail. It's called Mahoosic Notch. It's a mile-long gully filled with car and bus-sized boulders that you go over and under, and sometimes you have to take off your pack to get through. It usually takes an hour and a half. So it's 11:30. We'll see how we do. This is a pond near Old Speck Mountain. And it's interesting in Maine. It seems like no matter how big the body of water, they're ponds. I've never heard of one called a lake. I'll be looking for that on this trip. I wanted to take a moment to point out a really wonderful project that some crews work on. They build rock staircases up the mountains and do it in the most difficult places. They rig lines and pulleys and move giant stones into position and create an enduring masterpiece. So it not only makes it a little easier for the hikers to go up, but it preserves the trail. It won't wash out, and it lasts forever, pretty much. So hats off to all of you on the crews that create these wonderful projects. I'm on Baldpate Mountain West, and I'll be heading over to Baldpate Mountain East, right there. But I wanted to continue with my little recap of our criminal legal system and the problem areas and what sort of reforms we need to make. So I talked about the fact that we had an adversarial system, and I talked about plea deals, and now I want to talk about bail. 500,000 people in this country are sitting behind bars, and they are not convicted of anything. They simply that don't have the money to pay bail. And the bail system was never set up with the intention of incarcerating people for lengthy periods of time. It's an unfair system because the wealthy, or even the middle class, anybody with a little bit of savings, can make bail. So it really targets impoverished people. It's wrong. It's problematic. You can listen to my segment on my YouTube channel where I talk about it. I might also mention that I have a website and I have blogs that detail a lot of this stuff. So, and it also gives references to books, podcasts, and other resources to find out more about it. So I'll leave you with that, and we'll talk more about our criminal legal system. Some people gain great satisfaction and some sort of spiritual connection up on the top of mountains. And yeah, there are views. Kind of dusky today. I don't know if that's the wildfires from up north. But, anyhow, I don't feel that connection and I don't feel that satisfaction. It's just me. I mean, I have great respect for mountains. I fear them. They're powerful forces. The weather can change in a heartbeat. The wind is just fierce. Falls are possible. Anyhow, that's what we do when we hike the Appalachian Trail, is we bag peaks. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And if you can't tolerate that, you might want to skip the AT.